Ripple's new stablecoin RLUSD is ready to go live at any moment. We got the legal clarity from the New York Department of Financial Services. Not only do we have RLUSD, and we also have XRP with legal clarity that nobody else in the space has. I'm going to speak to the competitive advantages that Ripple has and why we're so excited about this stablecoin coming to the XRP Ledger ecosystem. Now, behind me on the whiteboard, you can see I'm also going to be answering 5 frequently asked questions in regards to this RLUSD. It's set to go live any moment now. It's time to get locked in. Let's get it going. And if you appreciate our content, make sure you guys have subscribed, hit that notification bell, and maybe share this with a friend who needs to get locked in on what RLUSD is all about. So let's get started here. You need to follow Ripple Stablecoin Tracker. This is an X account put together by our good friend Vet, a UNL validator, one of our validators on the XRP Ledger. Ripple Stablecoin Tracker. I'm going to link this up in the description down below. But what we're seeing right now, 2.6 million RLUSD transferred from the Treasury. And that was after it just got minted at the Treasury. So they are firing up that money printer, we could call it, right? Firing up that money printer right now, 2.6 million minted at RLUSD Treasury, 10.3 million minted and transferred here. This is on Ethereum. So one that I didn't put up there, but I should mention, yes, RLUSD will be issued on Ethereum along with the XRP ledger. So once again, we're going to be watching the transactions for now on the XRP ledger and on Ethereum. If it does get issued on any other blockchains, we'll be tracking that as well. And so that account is once again linked up down below, the Ripple Stablecoin Tracker. Now, we also been watching some big whale movements on XRP. 99 million XRP transferred from an unknown wallet to unknown wallet. And so we have rampant speculation being shared on RLUSD. Is it going to be backed by XRP? Is it going to be backed by gold? Is this the new treasury note? In this video here, I want to answer it very simply with 5 frequently asked questions. Let's get right on into it. Now, before I get into the frequently asked questions that we're going to answer for you here today, I do want to let you know that I'm going to be making a comparison video between Ripple and the Federal Reserve, both private institutions issuing money. Ripple does have the advantage that they do have some XRP. Federal Reserve, I don't know if they're still considering the buyback or not, but hey, we're going to stay focused on the RLUSD in this video. So tune back though for the next video where we do make that comparison. And then I wanted to mention, if I did miss anything, make sure to comment down below any other questions or comments that you have. We'll make sure to get those answered. Greatly appreciate your support. So starting off, RLUSD, what is it backed by? Is it backed by XRP? Is it backed by gold? No, it is backed by dollars and short-term treasury bills. This is the same thing that Circle has done and the same thing that Tether has done, where they're holding a bunch of cash in bank accounts and short-term treasury bills. Now, this is where these companies are making so much money, is not just on the transactions, but also on the ability to collect interest on the collateral that they're holding to back their tethers or back their USDC. Now, where this is going to be different is Ripple has their own trust company. So as I said in the point 2, where is the collateral? Where are the dollars? Where are the T-bills held? That's at Standard Custody, a trust company, not a bank. So Ripple's not going to be getting caught up in any of these banking crisis problems that we have, just like Circle did with Silvergate, when they had $3 billion of their collateral was held at that bank that ended up going bust. This is a competitive advantage that Ripple has, where their collateral will actually be held at their own trust company. No counterparty risk. Now, in regards to RLUSD being backed by XRP, understand this nuance. RLUSD is going to be issued on XRP Ledger and Ethereum. When it comes to the XRP Ledger, every single transaction will burn XRP. Now, is that a backing? No. Is it a one-to-one peg? No. But could you say that RLUSD is backed by XRP because it's issued by Ripple? By extension, I feel comfortable saying that everything that Ripple does is backed by XRP. We know that they have nearly 40 billion in escrow and probably another 5 to 10 billion outside of the escrow. So by extension, let's not get lost on the technical nuance, but yeah, everything that Ripple does is backed by XRP, which is why they have a competitive advantage against the Fed and why they have a competitive advantage against Circle and Tether. They might have treasuries and cash and bank accounts, but none of them have XRP. So RLUSD is going to be backed by dollars and T-bills, and it's going to be held at standard custody. Third question, where will you be able to get RLUSD? It is going to be listed on centralized exchanges. Uphold's already confirmed it. Caleb and Brown's already confirmed it. I would suspect that Coinbase would be confirming that as well. Those are 3 community resources that I have linked up down below. You can check out those. But we anticipate it being issued on other centralized exchanges as well. Now, it is going to be available on the DEX. And what we're going to see is that folks will take RLUSD that they get from centralized exchanges and they'll bring it to the DEX. And we'll be talking about the AMMs here shortly, but they'll be able to do whatever they want with the RLUSD after they have it, right? After you send it off of the Coinbase exchange or the Uphold exchange to your wallet, whether that's Zalman or another wallet, you'll then be able to use it within the DEX at your own discretion. So it'll be available on centralized exchanges. It will be available on the DEX, and it also will be available directly from Ripple if you're an institution. So if you're listening to my voice here, odds are that you're not an institution, and maybe you do work for one though. See, if you work for an institution, then you would be able to get it directly from Ripple. So the way that this will work is that basically Coinbase is going to collect dollars from us. We'll send dollars from our bank account to Coinbase, and then Coinbase will redeem those dollars with Ripple, or standard custody is most likely where they'll send that money. And then RLUSD will be minted and then sent back to Coinbase in return. So basically, it's a mint on demand. And when they're getting started, I anticipate that Ripple will provide some of that initial liquidity getting going, where they'll, basically fund, RLUSD going to these centralized exchanges with their own dollars. Basically, it's just like if you create a meme token right now on First Ledger, you need to provide the initial liquidity. So you provide 100 XRP, and that goes into the AMM liquidity pool, which basically creates a market for the asset. In a similar fashion, Ripple is going to create a market for this asset by issuing it to their institutional partners, and they're also going to issue it to their exchange partners. That's where it will be available on the centralized exchanges for you and me. And as more and more demand for RLUSD grows, more and more RLUSD will get printed. And this is where I'm predicting that RLUSD will surpass Circle and Tether to have the largest market cap in the stablecoin game. Remember, this is a 160 billion market right now, moving towards a 3 trillion stablecoin market just over the course of the next few years. So the timing of Ripple stablecoin, it would have been better to have it a few years ago. Sure, granted, it always would have been better to plant that tree yesterday, but better late than never. Now, moving on. What kind of yield can we get? So right now on your USDC, many exchanges are going to offer you about 4.5%, maybe 4.75%. And that's because short-term treasury bills are at about 4.3% right now. And the treasury market has been about 4 to 5% for short-term treasuries, all the way to long duration treasuries, right? Not going to get lost on that in regards to the bond market, but that's what the treasury bills are. Basically, you're, giving the US government your money for 1 month or 3 months, and in return, they're going to give you, or they're having to give you 4.3% to get anybody to buy those treasuries from our government, from our treasury. So what you're seeing right now is that many platforms are offering 4 to 5% yield for holding your USDC, or on Uphold, if you just hold cash in an Uphold account, they're offering you 4.5%, give or take. And so I anticipate that we'll see something similar for RLUSD. And that's a matter of Ripple, along with their centralized exchanges, passing on down that yield that they are earning from the collateral. So they don't have to, right? You don't get paid a yield on a lot of Tether that's being held. And so it's really up to the exchanges on whether or not this is going to get passed on down to you. Ripple can pass it on down to the exchanges, and the exchanges can pass it on down to us, or they don't have to at all. But this is a matter of being competitive. And so with USDC offering 4.5% on Coinbase right now, for RLUSD to be competitive in that game, you're going to expect something similar. So 4 to 5% is what I anticipate for right now. And basically whatever the going rate for the treasury bills that are backing RLUSD, that will be the rate that you can expect. So if rates go down, black swan event happens, Jerome Powell has to cut rates, then that yield's actually going to probably end up going down from there. So it'll always be fluctuating. Okay. Now, will you be able to get yield, and will you be able to put your RLUSD into the AMM? This is another common question that we're getting. The answer is yes, you will be able to once the AMM clawback amendment gets passed. So the AMM clawback amendment is one of a few amendments that's actually in consideration right now. Our validators have started voting yes on it. And as the votes tally up, eventually, once we get that 80% consensus, then we go into the 2-week activation period. And then after 2 weeks, the amendment goes live. When that happens, all assets that have clawback enabled will be able to go into the AMMs. But as it stands right now, if your asset has clawback enabled, you are not able to put it into the AMM. So this is a very important amendment as it relates to RLUSD, because for Ripple or anybody else to be able to tap in to really the reason why we're using the XRP ledger, the liquidity, the best liquidity in the world, to be able to do so, you're going to want to tap into the AMM. And so this amendment needs to get passed. Once it does, I anticipate RLUSD and XRP, that pairing and that AMM liquidity pool, to be the biggest liquidity pool on the XRP ledger. Right. Another big liquidity pool that we might end up seeing is RLUSD versus the dollar, or RLUSD versus USDT. We see this common on other exchanges where Tether, I mean, this is why Tether is in the spot that it's in, is that it's 60% of the market trades against a Tether pair. Now, RLUSD is going to trade against any other pairing that basically we want it to. So all it takes, if you want to pair up RLUSD with Casino Coin, you're just going to take both those assets and you can create the liquidity pool yourself. And that's the whole promise of these deep open public pools of liquidity. And the benefit of them is that anybody can add to or draw from them. So will you be able to earn yield on your RLUSD just by holding it at centralized exchanges, earning 4 to 5%? Yes. Will you be able to earn some yield, basically the fees for being a liquidity provider? Will you be able to earn those from the AMM? Yes. After this amendment gets passed, we anticipate that the RLUSD pairs will start being added to the liquidity pools, and those will start to build out very quickly. Now, with that being said, guys, if there's anything else that I missed or you are wondering about RLUSD, please put it in the comments down below and I will make sure to address it in my next video. If you appreciate the content that we're putting out here on a daily basis, please make sure you like this video, you have subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our updates. And everything is available at ZachRector.com. And I also have to plug our new merch is available, ZachRector.com/shop. I'm going to link it up in the description. Make sure you guys check that out if you want to support us in that way. We'll see you in the next video. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.